You are lying in bed, finally ready to sleep. The room is quiet, your phone is down, the day is over. And then, without warning, your mind brings back something you said 7 years ago, a joke that did not land, a message you sent too quickly. The moment you called someone by the wrong name, walked into the wrong room, waved at a person who was not waving at you, or answered a question with far more confidence than accuracy. During the day, you barely remember it happened. At night, it returns in perfect detail. The expression on someone's face, the silence afterward, the exact tone of your own voice. Suddenly, you are no longer in bed. You are back inside the moment, watching yourself make the same mistake again. So why do embarrassing memories seem to wait until everything becomes quiet? During the day, your attention has somewhere to go. There are tasks, conversations, traffic, messages, music, work, food, and dozens of small decisions. Even when an uncomfortable memory appears, something else quickly replaces it. At night, many of those distractions disappear. The outside world becomes quieter and your attention turns inward. That does not create the embarrassing memory. It simply gives it more room. Imagine a room full of people talking. One awkward voice is easy to ignore. When everyone else leaves, that same voice suddenly sounds much louder. Embarrassing memories also carry a particular kind of emotional weight. They are rarely about physical danger. Most are connected to how we believe other people saw us. We worry that we looked foolish, strange, careless, desperate, or out of place. Humans depend on belonging. Because of that, social mistakes can feel more important than they objectively are. A small, awkward moment may be remembered as evidence that something is wrong with us, even when everyone else treated it as a forgettable accident. The mind does not always replay the moment because it enjoys making us uncomfortable. Often, it is trying to learn. It searches the memory for an answer. What should I have said instead? Why did I do that? Did they notice? Could it happen again? The problem is that many embarrassing moments have no useful answer left to find. You cannot return to the conversation and change the sentence. You cannot take back the wave, the stumble, the badly timed joke, or the message that sounded different from how you intended. So the mind keeps opening the same file, hoping that one more review will somehow produce a better ending. At night, the memory can also feel more serious because there is nothing around it to provide perspective. A mistake that lasted 10 seconds begins to occupy the whole room. Your mind removes everything that happened before and after it. It forgets that the conversation continued. It forgets that other people made mistakes too. It forgets that most of them were probably thinking about themselves, not carefully recording your worst moment for future use. Inside the memory, you become both the person who made the mistake and the audience judging it. And that audience is often much harsher than the real one ever was. There is another reason these memories can return years later. You have changed. The person lying in bed tonight understands things the earlier version of you did not. You may now recognize that you were nervous, inexperienced, trying too hard, or simply having a bad day. But instead of viewing the younger version of yourself with understanding, you judge them using everything you learned afterward. It is like criticizing someone for not knowing the ending of a movie they were watching for the first time. The moment feels obvious now because you have already lived through it. Back then, it was happening in real time. Embarrassment can make an old version of you feel almost like a stranger. You watch them speak, choose, or react and think, how could I have done that? But the distance between you and that person is also evidence of growth. The memory feels uncomfortable partly because you would handle the situation differently today. That does not mean the old version of you was broken. It means they had not become you yet. And the people who witnessed the moment, most of them probably carried on with their own lives. They went home thinking about what they said, how they looked, what they forgot, and whether anyone noticed their own awkward moments. The scene that became a permanent exhibit in your mind may have been a passing detail in theirs. This does not make the embarrassment disappear instantly, but it changes what the memory means. It is not necessarily proof that everyone still remembers your mistake. It may simply be your mind revisiting a moment that once threatened your sense of belonging, now that the world is finally quiet enough to hear it. The memory returns because it still feels unfinished, but not every memory needs to be repaired. Some only need to be seen from farther away. You were there. You felt embarrassed. Life continued. And the version of you who survived that moment is now lying in bed, older, wiser, and still learning how to be human. The memory came back, but you do not have to go back with it.